Prieto.
Yeah.
It is so good to see you, my friend. How are you?
Good to meet you again. See you again.
I know. Welcome to Friedman Adventures Podcast. This is your first time on here, and I'm so happy to see you. Thank you for welcoming me here to Ensenada.
Yeah, we're having a good time. I've been here 13 years. Yeah, I'm glad you finally made it over here to the bar.
Me too, man. I like this. It's a quaint, kind of like a Cheers bar almost, right?
Exactly.
We'll talk about that in a moment. First of all, let's talk about why there wasn't a live podcast tonight, because I looked and like a dummy, you had told me where you live, and then your bar is in another part, and I got it all screwed up, and I was walking around Ensenada lost like a little puppy dog. So here I am, and it's good to be here.
It's all good.
So where are you from originally?
Born and raised in East LA.
Really?
Yep. Queen of Angels Hospital, which is not there anymore. But
this is not a Cheech and Chong movie.
No. Boyle Heights.
Okay, and then where'd you go to school?
Roosevelt was my high school.
Yeah.
Yeah, down in East LA. We used to go fishing when we were kids, right there at the park in Hollenbeck Park, right underneath where all the freeways intersect.
Amazing.
Yeah, that's
who got you into fishing?
Our dad. My dad, yeah. Me and my brother.
He loved fishing?
He used to love to fish. Never did boats, didn't do offshore or anything like that, but we used to fish the lakes, all the local lakes in town, Lincoln Park, Hollenbeck Park, Echo Park. And it wasn't until we went to Redondo Beach one day and fished on the pier overnight and caught bonito, and we got hooked. And, that was 50 years ago, and here we are still. That was what got me started.
Louie, you know how many people out there are watching you right now saying, that's how I got hooked?
Yeah, Redondo Beach. I know. I met a lot of people. Bubble and Feather, Rapala, Rebels. We used to buy rafts at Thrifty's, blow them up and row around the harbor, King Harbor. Rapalas in between our legs and just cook bonito all day.
That is freaking awesome. Probably those rafts cost like $29 or something, $19.
Back in the day, yeah.
Yeah. That is so good.
Yeah.
That has started off so many kids in sport fishing, and now we follow you down to Baja. How did you get down here? What brought you to Baja? How long have you been here?
I've been here 14 years, but been coming since I was a kid. Our dad used to bring us, and camp out. We used to fish on the rocks and the beach and stuff. But kind of a long story short, I used to work I was in telecom for 20 some years. I was working for AT&T, and in 2009 got surplused out. There's 35,000 layoffs that year.
Wow.
But I telecommuted at that time, and I was kind of wondering what I was going to do. And I was already living here for a year, and I decided, you know what? The lady who was renting me the house at the time she wanted to sell the bar. And I talked to her about it, and here we are 13 years later. I bought the bar from her, cashed out everything I had, and took a chance, and it's worked out.
Good
Thank
for
God.
you,
Thanks. Yeah,
that's awesome. So the name of the bar is Tequilas Sports Bar and Grill.
That's it.
And it's in Ensenada. It's right downtown. It's kind of
downtown,
almost like where Husan. It's kind of in that area.
Yeah, where Anthony's used to be.
The Big Gorilla. Right?
Yeah, the Big Gorilla. Yeah, it's gone now, but I'm half a block from there.
Yeah.
So
you're right across from like the fish market almost.
Yeah, right a block away from the fish market, and like I said, I've been here 13 years, and then we've got some really good customers that have, just come every year, every weekend, just different people, they come in, 2 years later, say, hey, remember me? And I try to remember everybody, but it's kind of hard sometimes. But we got a really good following, regular customers, yeah.
Yeah, and give us an example of the prices here in the bar, because back home I serve beer at the Orange County Fairgrounds.
Okay.
Man, it's $15 for a beer there.
No.
So what's the deal here?
$3 for a beer. Margaritas are about $7, but everything we do we make them from scratch as far as drinks and stuff, and beers. We buy them. It's a national beer. We also sell Miller and Miller Lights and Amstel. So we got a good variety of beers, and like I said, it's just we're trying to be fair. We're in the middle. We're in the middle as far as pricing goes.
Yeah.
But we have good service, good workers, and
they're great guys.
And we have a lot of fishermen that come in. It's a lot of boaters. So the boating public finds me one way or another. They always land up here.
I can imagine the big lies that must get told in this place. Huh?
There are a lot of stories. A lot of stories told. I want pictures, though. We need pictures.
Evidence, right?
We need evidence. Yeah. But I have a boat too. I run, sometimes I do some charters here and there, but I've got a 23-foot Parker that we keep here too, and it's a really good boat. Love my Parker, man.
Well, let's talk about the fishing because it's been phenomenal for bluefin and so much more. What a season we just came out of. How was your fishing year?
It was awesome. It was, bluefin or bluefin. There's some times where it's a show and no go, but we did a lot of catching this last year. We did really well, just like the Mad Max, the Nomads, those lures were that was a game changer for everybody.
Yeah.
All the Ponga guys started using them, and my boat's a fast boat too, and I control them pretty fast. So using those Mad Max, we hooked up a lot.
Yeah.
A lot. It was a lot more catching than looking this last year.
I remember when that whole thing just started to go, and a couple guys I know down here started telling me, man, it's Mad Max. That's what's happening down here. Well, I'll pay anything for one, when they started to become scarce.
Right,
and
exactly.
Everybody was going crazy, they wanted to buy those things.
Yeah. I was in San Diego, found a place that had 3 of them, and I grabbed them right away. Pulled out the credit card, didn't even ask the price, just give them to me.
Yeah.
Because, they were gone. You couldn't find them anywhere. But that lure, was, for whatever reason, man, those bluefin, they just love that.
Yeah. And you get to go fast, as you just mentioned, so you cover more ground.
You cover more ground, but you waste a lot more fuel.
Yeah, man, I know.
Yeah, I like trolling at 5 to 7 instead of 10 to 12, so you got 12, 14 knots sometimes.
Yeah.
Those Mad Max, but still, as long as you're catching, who cares?
So do you actively promote your charter business?
Yeah.
You want people, so do they find you on Instagram or on, do you have a website?
On Facebook, I'm on It's For Reels. It's ITS and then the number 4 Reels, and that's how you can find me on Facebook. Pretty much the only way to, and I have pictures. I post pictures on all the trips, information on the boat and stuff. You can call me direct too. Phone numbers are on there.
Give your phone number. Go ahead and give it.
Yeah, it's +52 646 124 1658. The +52 is the Mexico code, and 646 124 1658. Yeah.
So what can people expect when they come to the bar here? Is this a place where it's a place for sports fishermen, but there's also locals there, right?
Oh yeah, a lot of locals.
So that adds really. Yeah. That's where the kind of place I look.
A lot of sailboaters, a lot of boaters that are expats that come in here.
Yeah.
A lot of fishermen that live around here too. They hang out. Whenever there's sporting events, because I have all those major sporting events here and all the TVs. And if you want to watch a football game or a hockey game or a baseball, you can find it here. And so people come, especially when they're on the cruise ships, and they come looking for a place to watch a game. They know they can watch it here.
Now you got how many TVs, man? We're surrounded by TVs.
6.
Yeah.
6 high-def TVs.
So you got, if there's multiple sports going on, you got all the different sports going.
Yep. I can have them all different events going on at once. Boxing and UFC as well.
What's your favorite sport?
Hockey.
Yeah. So you're a big Kings fan?
Big Kings fan, yeah.
Yeah, since the old days or what?
Since way back in the Marcel Dion days.
No, I remember
Rogie Vachon, yeah. When they were at the Forum.
Yep.
Back in the day.
Yeah, I'll tell you a funny story. We used to, we could buy a student ID ticket in
remember that.
for $2.75.
Yep.
And then the game was, all of us who got in, who could sneak down to the best seat. So we were sitting one time, 6 rows from the ice, had great seats.
Yeah.
And Vachon was going off the ice after a warm-up, and he takes his stick and he hands it up, gives it to somebody in the crowd, and I go, damn, that would be cool. And I go, hey, that's my brother. So he not only beat me with the best seat, but he
got the stick too. Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did the same thing. We'd actually trade goals whenever the Kings were attacking. We'd just go to that side and just make our way down, because back then there wasn't a big following. It was probably half full.
I remember that.
Yeah. And
you know what? I often equate it kind of to Mexico. Let me explain it. When we were going to the Kings games, we were like, let's not let anybody know how good this is, because you can sneak down to the ice.
Yep.
In fact, when they traded for Gretzky,
that was it.
That's the end of our fun, boys.
That was it.
We're done. And Mexico, a lot of people, and you watch the news, they say it's dangerous. And so every time I start saying on my podcast, it's not dangerous, you just have to be careful where you go, blah, blah, blah. But my kids say to me, Dad, Don't tell. We're going to have too many people down there.
Yeah.
Just leave it the way it is. So, you know what I mean?
Yep, exactly.
What do you say about the danger down here to everybody watching?
You know, it's just like anywhere. You have to be aware of your surroundings. Just know, you know, who's around you. But as far as 14 years that I lived here, I'll never live in, you know, the U.S. again as far as full time. I love being down here.
You like the vibe?
I like the vibe. The people are really good. You know, cost of living is a lot lower than the U.S. And again, I haven't had any knock on wood issues with any kind of violence or crime.
Yeah.
You know, and it's a good place to be. It's a really good place to be.
Yeah.
Close to the border. You know, we're an hour and a half tops away to get to the border, so we're not that far south. But the fishing, you know, I'm here for the fishing though.
Yeah.
You know, the fishing's good. You know, year round pretty much if you know where to go. And after 13 years of being here, I've got a lot of spots, you know, blocked up. So if one's not producing, we'll go somewhere else. And,
yeah.
You know, but during the summer we chase all the SST charts and the chlorophyll charts, and
so you're all
and we're all
yeah, good for you.
Yep. We're all over the internet and just watching the different other boaters going out. We got a lot of contacts. So
give me and you may not know the answer to this, but people probably would be interested in this. Give me a low end and high end on a 2-bedroom apartment in Ensenada.
Low end, something decent. I know guys that pay a couple of $100.
Yeah.
You know, and high end, you know, you can live by the beach, you know, for less than $1,000. Right across the street, you know, with a house. I'm not talking an apartment, I'm talking a house.
Wow.
$1,200 is definitely doable.
Really nice.
Oh yeah. And a nice place, nice neighborhood.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. If you look hard enough, you'll find them. But it's not as growing, you know. Rents have gone up since I've been here.
Yeah.
People starting to find out what a good deal it is, and so, you know, it is what it is, you know.
Yeah. I noticed your daughter's getting some food, and your daughter is so cute. You're going to have to get her on before we stop. But do you have food here available?
Yep, we sell food. It's a restaurant. We have pastas, we got burgers, we got tacos, fish tacos, stuff that we catch, we serve it.
Oh, great.
You know, fishermen are out there and they're fishing and they can bring their own fish in. We'll cook it up for them, serve it with the sides, cook it up a couple different ways. And we just got a pretty good variety, you know, chilaquiles in the mornings, and sometimes we'll serve menudo, and just quesadillas, nachos, chicken wings.
Yum.
Yeah.
Making me hungry.
Yeah.
Stop.
Yeah.
I'm on a diet. Hey, Louie, how old's your daughter?
5.
And this is a dumb question, but I'm going to ask it anyway. Yeah. She like to fish?
She loves to fish. She loves it.
Something told me her father would get her
fish. Yeah.
Can you think of an experience with her that was special fishing-wise?
Just this January, earlier this month, we were at Baja California.
Yeah.
We traveled there. My girlfriend, her 2 kids, my daughter, and the 5 of us drove down there. It was awesome. And me and my daughter, Marilyn, since she's 5, she went on the Ponga with me, and we caught yellowtail. She caught bass. She caught calicos on her own, just cranking on a Lexus 400, a bait casting reel, and she's just bringing them in. And she's fished with me here. She's caught Dorado. She even caught a Dorado a couple of years. She was 3. She caught her first Dorado. My oldest, one of my sons came, and we took her out, and it was flat calm, and she's got whitefish, and yeah, she's a fisher girl.
She loves it?
She loves the water. She's like a mermaid. She's in the water the whole time when we were at Baja California.
Maybe a future marine biologist or something?
Either that or she loves animals.
Oh, uh-huh.
She's an animal lover, so maybe a veterinarian. I think.
And so your girlfriend, did she fish before you met her?
Nope.
Or did you convert her into
I converted her. She didn't even like the water at all.
Yeah.
No, she's caught Dorado and yellowtail too, and yeah, it was a good year last year for her catching fish. It was her first time ever on the water, going offshore, but we did really well.
Let's talk about Todos Santos Islands and the fishing there. How has it been the past year, or did you not even you're offshore all the time chasing bluefin?
Well, during the summer, when the bluefin we were offshore, it was really tough to not chase those things. Yeah. They were as close as 10 miles and as far as 40 and 50, but you just didn't know where you're going to find them.
Right.
A lot of times they would just pop up. But the local fishing, I've had better luck going north, south se puedes.
Yeah.
Fishing that area, got a lot of good spots there. Rockfish, shallow water rockfish. I don't like fishing in anything deeper than 200 feet.
Yeah.
Like tackle, fishing plastics. And,
yeah, that's fun.
Yeah,
catching lings.
Lings and reds. And we did really well a couple of years ago on the sheephead, really big sheephead. For whatever reason, they didn't show up last year, but a couple of years, 3 years ago, we were big sheephead, 15, 16 pounders. Biggest one I got was 27. So fishing was, just year to year, I guess the target species kind of changed.
Right.
The calico bass were good 2 years ago. Last year was okay. It wasn't that great, but it was okay. But it just depends, I guess, on currents and water temps.
Yeah. Let's take a trip down memory lane for a second, because you and I talked just briefly about Ensenada being the yellowtail capital of the world. Do you remember those days?
God, I remember those days. You wouldn't go more than half an hour and you'd be right into them catching yellows. And I mean, it was yellowtail, big barracuda, white sea bass, sand bass were everywhere.
You remember this? I guarantee you're going to remember this, because I do. You'd be on the stern of a boat out of Ensenada, and there was a cloud of sand bass.
Yep.
It was like a trout pond.
Yep.
You could pick the big, which one you wanted to get, and those were incredible days.
Awesome, man. Yeah, it was, we'd anchor up at Punta Banda. I remember doing that and just catching calicos, and then the white sea bass would come through. And yeah, those days, I don't know, they're just few and far between right now as far as local fishing. But the targets, tuna have, made everybody forget about that for now. So,
man, that is for sure.
And the Dorado, too. The Dorado has been there's been some excellent Dorado fishing the last 2 or 3 years, too. I mean,
it's been incredible.
We've had some days where it was just, a Dorado a cast if you found them.
Yeah.
And I think this year was the first year that I've caught as many Dorado open water as I did off a patty. And we'd find them just trolling, and no patties, nothing, no structure, nothing in sight, and the Dorado would just be everywhere. And it was.
That's the amazing thing about this past bite, right?
Yep.
It was so crazy.
It was different.
Because you're used to finding them on a
Yeah, you're looking hard, and all of a sudden, you get stopped, and then Dorado start attacking the boat from just out of nowhere,
Right.
They weren't boiling, there was no birds, there was nothing. They just appeared, and then they weren't boat shy. They'd stay with it. There was stops we had for like an hour.
Wow.
Just wide open, and they were just milling around, just thousands of them.
I made the point the other day doing a podcast. This thought just came into my head, and I think you'll agree. It used to be no contest between Baja California Sur and Norte. Sur, Cabo San Lucas, that was the king. Marlin, and now with this big bluefin tuna, you guys are rivaling them. Sometimes the opportunity is even better here.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I've been fishing my whole life, and fished all the party boats from Redondo. Well, actually, from Oxnard all the way to San Diego, and all the stuff in Baja. I've never ever seen anything like this the last few years.
Yeah,
it's been
either have I.
Yep, I've run into them here and there, but not like as consistent as it's been and as close as it's been. It's just been, you see these boils here, you see fish foaming over there. I mean, it'd be like you'd pick up, and all of a sudden it's like, which one do you could pick and choose a school. Just you hope you picked one that would bite. But there was sometimes there were 4 or 5 foamers in one area. You could just see them, and
God,
it was unbelievable. I mean, tonnage of bluefin. I don't know where they came from. I wish they'd bring the albacore with them, because we missed
some dope keeps predicting
there's a few guys that keep predicting it, and it is done.
Would you like to see them come back?
Oh, heck yes.
Yeah,
man.
right?
I love albacore.
And so let me ask you this question, because I get asked this question all the time when I talk about albacore. Everybody says, why do you want a dumb little albacore when we have 200-pound bluefin? And I guess it's nostalgic for you and I, for one reason. And they're so good to eat, and they're fun to catch, but why do you miss them so much?
They're so good to eat, and they're fun to catch.
Really good to eat.
Yeah, and they're easy to catch when they bite.
Yeah.
And it's, cranking on a 200-pound bluefin, I mean, it stops the boat. You can't do anything but, fight that fish for as long as you fight it. With albacore, at least you can keep fishing. Everybody's catching. You know, same thing with Dorado. But, you know, it's nice to have a 200-pounder come up to the boat and get gaffed, but, you know, you can only do that 3 times a day usually,
right.
you know. And then
if you're lucky.
If you're lucky. And, you know, it's fun, but it's just to me, it's just a lot of work.
Yeah.
You know, I'd rather just catch more than less. I'd rather catch 10 albacore than 1 bluefin, personally.
Got you.
But I still get a rush when I see those bluefin.
Oh my God!
I still get a rush.
It's amazing, right?
Oh God!
What? So the wife comes with the family, and the wife's like, my wife didn't want to fish, didn't want anything to do with it. Is there other stuff for the wife to? I know there is, but like what? Shopping, wine country. You can keep going on and on.
Oh yeah, Ensenada has a lot to offer. You know, and over the years it's kind of expanded. There's a lot of family activities now. There's a lot of stuff for kids, you know, where I can take my daughter and she can go have a play day and, you know, with friends and stuff. And there's also outdoor things. There's a zoo, a really big zoo that's out in the wine country. We went there.
How was it?
It was fun. They
Really?
have a lot of animals. You can barbecue there. Amor, ¿cómo se llama el lugar donde fuimos, donde el zoo? Where was the zoo at?
Zoológico?
Jersey Park. Park at Jersey, they call it. Park.
Yeah.
It's in the wine country, in Valle Guadalupe, and they have, you know, barbecue pits where you can, and it's a park setting with a zoo and a swimming pool. In the summertime, there's a swimming pool. And it's a huge place. That was fun for the family. It was awesome.
My freaking luck, I'd be barbecuing hamburgers and the tiger would jump the fence to come and eat them.
There's a tiger there too. There's a couple of tigers.
Really?
Yeah.
Do they have what kind of animals?
There was lions, tigers, lots of different gorillas.
There's no giraffes.
No, there was no giraffes, but yeah, there was a giraffe. There was a giraffe. Yes. There's coyote, wolves. Just a regular zoo. It's a regular sized zoo. I mean, there's all kinds of animals.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
I got to go check that out.
It was fun. It's fun. It's in a good area. Las Cañadas, where they have the zip lining and stuff. That's another place where people go. And just walking the Malecon, just in front of the beach right there.
Or like right here, there's all kinds of shops.
All kinds of shops.
Shopping, right?
A lot of shopping. Yeah, you can shop to the drop here for sure. Nightlife's fun. You know, a lot of live music. You know, we're kind of classic rock people. We like rock, and so we're always following different bands to go see live music on the weekends. So there's a lot of, you know, it's not all just banda and you know, norteña kind of music.
Yeah.
You know, here it's kind of expanded. There's a lot.
Led Zeppelin going on.
Yeah,
here.
Led Zeppelin. Yeah.
AC/DC.
Yeah. So if you want to hear some Journey or something, there's bands that catered at the Beatles and stuff. So.
Yeah.
Some good music here, good live music.
You impress me as the kind of guy that if somebody said, "Hey, do you have any, ACDs here?" You put it on for them, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I have a catalog of music, videos, and stuff. If there's nothing on sports, you know, we'll play different types of music. We got a lot of music, videos on hard drives, so we kind of whatever my customer wants to hear, you know.
That's great.
They want to hear 60s, we'll put 60s. They want to hear a little bit of salsa, we'll put that on.
Great.
Depends on what they want, you know.
Favorite baseball team?
Dodgers.
Uh-huh.
Everything's LA.
Yeah.
Everything's LA. As you can see by the banners.
Yeah. Did you suffer during the last season?
A little bit.
Yeah. In the playoffs. Right?
Yeah, in the playoffs.
They had a great regular
season. They had an awesome regular season, but I could see the playoffs not looking good for them. It was just the hot team was the Padres. I thought the Padres were going to go.
Yeah.
They were hot going in there, and they kind of faded out too. But But the Dodgers are my team since back in the 60s. When in Boyle Heights, I could see Dodger Stadium.
Oh, wow. That's good.
Yeah. First Dodger game was 1967. Saw the Mets.
Wow.
It was Sears night. Sears was, I guess you bought tickets. If you worked at Sears, you got like a discount.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, my dad, he didn't work at Sears, but our uncle did, and they got a bunch of tickets. And I remember walking into Dodger Stadium and seeing the grass just, wow.
Oh, I know.
Blew me away.
That is a sight.
First time, 8 years old, just seeing that whole scene.
Yeah.
It was pretty awesome.
Favorite basketball team's got to be the Lakers?
Yeah, Lakers. Well, I won't talk about basketball right now.
Because they're not doing too well?
Well, I'm just not a big fan at this moment right now.
Yeah.
Won't say why. I'll just keep it at that.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I can read between the lines.
Yeah. The Kings, my Rams Rams are my team too. When they won the Super Bowl last year, we had a packed bar, and we went nuts.
Really?
It was fun, yeah. Threw all the tequila out in the bar, and everybody drank up. Said everybody have at it.
Oh my God!
Same thing when the Dodgers won and when the Kings won the Stanley Cup. So when LA teams win, they get free drinks, free tequila for everybody.
Man, that's great.
Yeah, free tequila for a while.
College football is USC.
SC.
So you and I, Notre Dame, USC.
Oh,
we're gonna have to fight with one another.
Yeah. There's a USC.
I saw it. I almost walked right out when I saw that. I was gonna, put a crucifix up next to see if it would melt.
Hey, bring me a Notre Dame something, and I'll put it up.
Hey, I will.
We'll put it up. We fished all the tournaments too. We won the tournament last year. The Governors, the Copa Baja California.
Oh, you did?
We won. Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, we got yellowfin tuna.
Yeah, we got to get her. You got to get your daughter up here.
Yeah. Cuidado. Oh, man, she's getting heavier.
5 years old, huh?
Yep.
What a cutie. Oh, we lost our mic. Oops. That's okay. I'll get it back on here.
Okay. Okay, yeah. Amor, no, ya, estoy ocupado, okay? Marilyn.
That's okay, sweetheart. All right, she's too cute. Say something. She's a cutie.
Yeah, so we fished the tournaments last year and did well.
Yeah, that's great. Do you win any money at that?
Yeah,
big money.
Yeah, we won 105,000 pesos. It was equivalent to about $6,000. So,
that's pretty good, right?
We also won the same tournament in 2009, and when Western Outdoor News used to have the tournament, we won.
Oh, I see that. Yeah,
we won some money that year too. So it was. It's been pretty good. My boat's done pretty well. I'm
going to be happy because this podcast is going to be playing on these TVs now when I leave someday.
Yeah.
Real soon. I'll probably post this tomorrow. And
they're all smart TVs, so we can put it on there for sure.
Well, they're smarter than me. I'll tell you that. Yeah. Louie, what's the future hold for you? You going to stay here? You sound so happy to be living in Mexico.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Why? Can you describe it? Because there's a lot of people who say, "Man, I can't imagine living somewhere else." And I've lived in Mexico, Costa Rica, China. I've lived all around the world. I still love the United States.
Right.
But
yeah, I do too.
Yeah.
But it's just the state of affairs. It's U.S. right now, and just the little bit slower paced here in Ensenada.
Yeah.
Not too slow. I like a little bit of
things going. Get you up in the morning.
Yeah, exactly.
Get you stimulated.
And Ensenada still has a city vibe, not a huge city vibe. Traffic is starting to pick up a little bit, but still, it's not like it was, not like LA.
Right.
So but
that's brutal.
But just the and everybody's really nice. I mean, a lot of people you meet here. I mean, I don't think for some reason you meet people in the States, everybody's a little bit more standoffish, but here, people are more open, more and ready to help you for the most part.
Yeah.
But again, you watch what mind your P's and Q's, make sure everybody around you is, everything around you is there's nothing happening. You'll be fine here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you want to meet Louie, you got an opportunity not only to do it here, but what shows are you going to this year?
Oh yeah. Well, probably going to go to the Pacific Coast Sport Fishing Show. We went there last year.
I'll serve you a beer.
Yeah, cool. Cool. Yeah, we went there last year. It was a great show. First time I've been to that show. Bart Hall also in Long Beach, and Day at the Docks. Yeah.
You're going to all three of those?
Oh, I'm going to go to all three of those. I want to make sure I do everything I can to get out of here to go. Yeah, no, for sure.
That's got to be a chore. I mean, you got the business, the family. It's worth it, right?
It's worth it, definitely. Got to be at the shows just to make contacts, see everybody, just get back in the groove again for the season that's coming up. Spend some money,
absolutely.
Buy more stuff that I don't need, but but still, it's I just like being there.
Yeah,
it's an authentic, great experience. I take her. I took my daughter too last year to Pacific Coast Sport Fishing Show, and she had a blast.
Oh, did she?
She threw Here's a funny story. She was fishing the trout pond.
Yeah.
She got a trout, and she lifted it up, and it was splashing water on her. She's going, hey, splashing water, splashing water. And she threw the rod inside the trout pond and ran away. I have it on video. It's so funny.
That is great.
Oh, it was hilarious.
I love it.
Hilarious.
Man. I love it. What do you say, finally, to the youth in America or anywhere for that matter? Or I guess the question is, how important is getting outdoors or fishing in molding a person to have a better life? Because so many kids are addicted to phones. Yep. So many kids they don't fish. They don't go outdoors. They don't do that. And I just am curious, what do you think? How important is it to do that?
Well, for me, it was really important, man. Growing up in East LA, there's a lot of
distractions,
a lot of opportunities to go the wrong way. You know, there's a lot of gangs, but fishing and sports kept me out of there. Kept me on a straight and narrow for the most part. I had my times, but for the most part, I was able to, continue on a more positive path. And there was a time in my early 20s where I kind of fell off and didn't fish as much as I should have. But ever since then, I've been, fishing as much as I can. And for kids, you gotta get away from the phones, man. I mean, I'm on it myself, but I try to use it for more of a information. When I'm gonna go fishing.
Yeah.
How's the weather? What are the water temps? I mean, you got information at your fingertips, but it's easy to get carried away. And get out there, man. Get out, and get on a boat. Go to a pier, go to the rocks. We used to fish the breakwall. We used to sleep overnight on the breakwall.
Yeah.
We used to take sleeping bags and sleep overnight on the Redondo breakwall.
Wow.
And get up in the morning and start fishing.
Dedication.
Oh, yeah. We're hardcore.
Yeah.
There'd be 5 or 6 of us, but we'd be out there.
I can't think of a better way to end this podcast with those words of wisdom for the youth in America and here in Mexico and all over. Louie.
Man, she's a fisher girl, too.
Uh-oh, here we go. Yeah, no problem.
Yeah.
Let me get you one more time so we can say goodbye to everybody.
Okay.
And she's the cutest. Louie, thank you so much, my friend.
Thank you.
It has been a pleasure. Sweetheart, give me 5. Give me 5. Give me 5. Hey, thanks, everybody. Louie Prieto, everybody, down here in Ensenada with his lovely daughter. Come down, visit him here in Tequila Bar. For Real Sport Fishing. Got that all right?
It's For Reals.
It's For Reals.
It's For Reals.
And that's on Facebook.
On Facebook, Bloody Decks, too.
Perfect.
I'm all over. Yeah.
Perfect. Louie Prieto, everybody. Louie, thanks again, my friend.
All right, Phil.
Thank you, sweetheart. Good job. Bye-bye, everybody. Say bye-bye.